Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation. Tender be the care, ardent be the prayer, urgent be the call of God's command. Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation, eager be the heart to understand. Tender be the care, ardent be the prayer, urgent be the call of God's command. Sacred be the gift of living water, precious be the fruit of every land. Cherished be each creature, holy be each neighbor, blessed be the goodness of God's hand. Sacred be the task of transformation, eager be the heart to understand. Tender be the care, ardent be the prayer, urgent be the call of God's command.
Sacred be the gift, and blessed be the goodness of God's hands. Throughout this week, we've been reflecting on the intersectionality of race and environmental justice issues. We continue today as we reflect on what we are doing in our own lives to create a more just world, to care for the earth, to end racism. Today, we reflect with a student intern working with Celeste Dream, the Community Garden, and the CSJ Justice Office, Clara, a student at St. Catherine's University. So welcome, Clara.
Thank you so much, Clara, for joining us. We are talking with some different people around the CSJ community, including sisters, and consociates, and students, student interns like yourself, just to hear what people's reflections are regarding the environment and sustainability and racial justice, because these are really important topics for the time that we're in right now. So how do you see with your life as a St. Kate's student with a connection to the CSJs, how do you see what you do in your personal life and in your working life and in your student life to caring about the environment and caring about racial justice issues?
Well, I think as a CSJ Justice and Celeste Stream intern, one huge thing I see like being involved in environmental justice is growing your own food on the CSJ campus. Often cities with really large agricultural sites dump a lot of pesticides and fertilizers, then affecting those people in those communities. So by growing our own local food on the CSJ campus, I feel like we're promoting not only health by providing nutritious foods, but also a healthy ecosystem by organically growing our own food.
You do a lot of work on the St. Kate's food shelf. Can you talk a little bit about what relationship the food shelf has to addressing racial inequities in the area, and like what have your observations been about racial justice issues in food in your community?
I mean, I think to begin with, St. Kate's is a very diverse community. So, and we also welcome anyone to the food shelf without distinction. So, I mean, it's hard to know statistically, a lot of those who are affected by food insecurity are low income, who are also minority or people of color. So I guess what I see at the food shelf is a lot of diverse women or persons using the food shelf.
So Clara, where are you seeing hope right now, hope and inspiration around you?
That's a very good question, because with COVID-19, it seems like there's not much hope right now in the world. But I think one thing that kind of is hopeful or inspiring is a committee on the St. Kate's campus regarding food insecurity and food waste reduction. I think there's a lot of like hopeful initiatives, and I feel like one day when I'm gone, that these initiatives would continue on for many years, hopefully.
What are some small things that you do in your daily life as part of like a daily practice that you consciously do to promote environmental change or to engage in racial justice work?
One thing that I do every day that I think has made me more a mindful human in general, to be better at like racial justice or environmental sustainability, is just taking like a mindful minute. So what I'll do is quite literally just, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, stop doing what I'm doing and just breathe and take a minute to think of nothing. And I think doing this act of doing nothing helps me be a more engaged person in these other important topics when I need to be. So, I mean, I think the mindful minute for me is huge, but then also like just questioning systems or questioning why things are happening. You know, that's kind of the whole point of justice.
Well, thank you so much, Claire, for taking the time to chat with us today. And we look forward to hearing and learning more from you as the days go on.
As we conclude our week of sharing and reflecting on this such an important topic, we are so grateful to all of our reflectors, and a special thanks to Clara for sharing her wisdom with us today. Thank you for calling us to be more mindful humans. I love that. And for sharing your practice of having a mindful minute, to actively be doing nothing, to actively be peaceful. When we're all able to do this, we can open up a space for whatever is needed to come to us in that moment, so we can, as you said, really work to obliterate these awful ways in which we act on behalf of our environment. So we are all invited to consider this practice as well, the mindful minute. We wish you peace.
For the world, we raise our voices, for the home that gives us birth. In our joy, we sing returning home to our blue-green hills of earth. For peace, for